Do you ever encounter research that someone else has done on a new to you ancestor? Hooray, right? Well, hold your horses. The best thing that you can do before you start adding all of that research to your tree is to stop and peer review. Howdy, I'm Devin Noel Lee with Family History Fanatics, and this is another episode of Research Over My Shoulder, a compilation of research tips as well as a case study on Winfield Underwood. We'll tell you more about him in a bit. So today we need to talk about peer reviewing. It is so important that when you come across the research that someone else has done on a potential new to you ancestor to validate its accuracy. You don't want to go climbing the wrong tree. But before we get started about peer review, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by Medicare Supplements Plus, and as genealogists, we know just how confusing governmental records can be. The Medicare Supplements Plus is here to help you navigate the confusing world of Medicare supplements and plans. Now, Andy and I got to see just how confusing it was to sift through plans and supplemental offers when his parents retired. But that's where Ted and Chet, a father and son team, come in. They help you through their company, Medicare Supplements Plus, find out what is the services that you need most and how to get them. They offer plans for retirees all over the nation, so be sure to give them a call. If you want to go to their website, check out the description below where we will also place the phone number and their email. Now back to the topic. In 2015, a noted genealogist, Megan Smolniak, she is noted for working on Who Do You Think You Are and Finding Your Roots. Megan started climbing the tree of a pretty famous individual. You would think that a celebrity would have their trees accurate, wouldn't you? What she discovered is that previous genealogists had taken Hillary Rodham Clinton's tree to the wrong country and followed the wrong person. The short version is that Hillary Rodham Clinton's grandmother just so happens to have the same name as another woman from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And wouldn't you know it, previous researchers followed the wrong line. Hey, it happens. People make mistakes. So if genealogists can make mistakes, you can too, and so can those trees that you discover. The only thing you can do to improve the accuracy of genealogy and family history research is to peer review. I keep saying this term, peer review. What does it mean? If you are in any academic discipline such as science and engineering and psychology, you're familiar with peer review. You know that it involves other people trying to replicate your research to see if you came up with the same answers. Well, in genealogy, we don't do that very often, and it's a shame, and that's how we get new duplicate mistakes that are repeated again and again and again. And the false belief that someone who researched in the past got it all right. Every genealogist, every single one, has made mistakes. In fact, I know of one genealogy educator who totally butchered either her mom or her grandmother's obituary. And when I say totally butchered, I mean completely butchered the obituary. And this was her family, and she was a genealogist. So everyone makes mistakes. If you want to see a case of how I made a mistake, check the descriptions below and you can see the case of how I confused two Caroline Pueseckers from Franklin County, Ohio. What's more is that when you start climbing your trees, you might find something that has lots of sources, but be careful because there are some well-known genealogy hoaxes floating around in our family trees, and people keep attaching them to our online trees and perpetuating them in our families. If you want to see a list of known genealogy frauds, check out the description below and you will get pointed in the right direction. So how are we going to do it? Well, the first thing I might suggest is to ignore the research that others have done. I know that seems counterintuitive to collaborative genealogy, but you want to build a case and then compare your case to someone else. And then if things match up, then you can go and see if they have additional nuggets that you haven't discovered. As you are climbing the tree, as if you didn't know that the other research existed, you're going to do what every genealogist does. You're going to analyze every fact on every record that you come across to prove a case of your family. When you come across records, sometimes they're going to conflict. It happened everywhere. Not all records align. Be a good genealogist and note the conflicts. Once you've made your case and examined as many sources as you can and noted the conflicts, then it's time to go and analyze what another researcher has done. Does your results match theirs? If it does, that's great. Now we have more weight to the case that this is the actual person that belongs to your family tree. If they don't match, are there reasonable conflicts, or are you back in the situation where there were two people of the same name from the same area being confused? If you want to see how Megan corrected Hillary Clinton's family trees, check the descriptions for some links. It makes fascinating reading. The point of peer review is to make sure that your tree connects you to your relatives. You can go ahead and think that you're related to Abraham Lincoln, Mark Twain, and Laura Ingalls Wilder as a direct ancestor, but you'd be wrong. They have no living direct descendants. They do have extended relatives, but their posterity died out, and there are no living direct ancestors. And that's the point of peer review, making sure you're linked to the right people. I hope you enjoyed this installment of Research Over My Shoulder and will always peer review new to you ancestors that someone else has researched. In so doing, the quality of your tree will improve. In the next installment, we're going to start a case study that's going to take multiple videos to solve. It's the case of Winfield Underwood, and who are his parents, and can we help clean up his tree? Don't forget to subscribe by pressing the red subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode. Check out our website, familyhistoryfanatics.com, so you can be informed of upcoming e-conferences.